of fans talking about this team can't make it out of the playoffs. They have the personnel to achieve the ultimate level of success, and that's winning an NBA championship.
No, in hockey terms, he's ready to drop the gloves. We're ready to go in this one in Toronto. To Valanciunas. Stuffs it down with authority. He climbed the ladder on that one.
Well, the question is, how big is the ladder? He's still climbing.
Here's Harden with the rock. Inside, he scores. Sometimes it looks like he's not locked in, but think otherwise.
Let's be honest. Sometimes he is not locked in when the ball isn't in his hands. But do you need James Harden to be locked in 100% of the time? No, you need him to be locked in 95% when he has the ball in his hands. That's when something spectacular is going to happen offensively for your team.
Paul with it up top. He'll run the offense to Capella. Valanciunas with the denial.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Anthony to Paul. Capella down low. Throws it down.
I mean, with so much talk these days about three-point shooting and the spacing on the court and having versatile athletic wings, sometimes when you have a dominant big man, you keep giving him the ball. You let him be that anomaly.
Rockets have the ball. Paul driving, but he can't connect.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
Add 2 points to the board.
Look, no one was more disappointed in how the 18 season ended than Kyle Lowry. I'm sure he's been playing those games over and over in his mind like a bad nightmare. I would be shocked if we don't see a bigger edge and a bigger chip on his shoulder, because the reality is they need to start finding some answers in the six, and quick.
Nothing going here on that drive. Paul to Harden. Rockets with 4 to shoot. Short jumper misses.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
Paul into the front court. 10-6 our score. To Harden. And Jay, they call the foul.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor.
Substitutions, Houston.
Paul. To P.J. Tucker. Chance for Paul. Paul's shot won't go down.
And a lot of times in this league, teams take days off. But if this defense keeps maintaining that style of pace defensively, this is going to be a dogfight.
Now a whistle, and Toronto's going to use a timeout as they'll talk things over in what's now a 4-point game. Leonard. To Monroe. Around the perimeter. Lowry tosses. Now a steal as the Rockets have it. Gordon with it. Down 4. And draws the foul.
It's still early, so no real impact on that call. But you know that they're going to call this one tight, so you might want to keep your hands out of his pocket.
Misses the first. No good. Missed them both. Ball's controlled by the Raptors. Lowry goes to the left side. So Lowry. Nothing going here on that drive. Lowry. Textbook defense. To Carter Williams. Knocked loose. That's off of Leonard, out of bounds. It's stays with Houston. We get a whistle and a timeout for Houston as they'll talk things over in what's now a 4-point game.
Hey everyone, check this out. The first 1,000 fans in our next home game will receive a free team poster. Even better, 3 lucky fans will win a poster that's been signed by the entire team. Show up early for your chance to win.
To Carter Williams. Tucker. Serge Ibaka slams it down.
This has been a good first quarter for him so far. That wasn't an easy shot, but he was able to knock it down and add to their lead.
To P.J. Tucker. Curling inside. Tucker. Over to the right side. Here's a chance from long range. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Toronto with the basketball. Here comes the screen. Leonard, there's the toss. Flushes down the slam. Jay, they make it look so easy.
Yeah, but it's really not that easy. And as a passer, if your pass is just a fraction too early or a fraction too late, that throws the whole play off. The timing of this has to be impeccable.
To Van Vliet. Beyond the arc for 3. His first effort off the mark. Tucker. Plenty of contact. The shot no good.
Woo, I like that intensity on that play. That's how you actually dig in the dirt and do your job on the defensive end.
Takes his man off the dribble.
Oh, you cannot contest from the floor.
Got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes.
Number 17, Jonas Valanciunas. Into the game for the Houston Rockets. Number 13, James Harden.
Offensive board. We played one at Air Canada Center with the Raptors leading the way. Jay and I back to Toronto after this. You're tuned into the NBA on EA Sports. One quarter in the books. This has the potential to be a good one.
Yes, I do, but the first thing you have to expect is that this game is very similar to a relationship. There are a lot of ups and downs, but you have to be committed to the process. Both teams are committed, they'll find their flow.
Oh, they called the foul. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. He was hacked. They let it go. Valanciunas to Monroe. And a whistle.
Just a tic-tac foul.
Brandon Knight. That's his first personal foul.
Valanciunas. Oh, bad pass as the Rockets come away with it. Going to launch beyond the arc. Smothering D.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Valanciunas giving you that size, giving you that length, a guy that can extend the defense. But you kind of forget that he was the 5th pick taken overall in 2011.
From the painted area, won't go down. It's the Raptors with the basketball. Here's Leonard for two. Yes, it drops. A little drama on that one.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Gordon with it. 9-point margin. Capella to P.J. Tucker. Nothing going here on that drive. Leaving no doubt. Slams it down. Whoa, he got up there.
Just showing you that 40-inch vertical.
Lets it fly from long range. It's good. Defense has to pick things up.
Ooh, that confidence level is so superior. Whenever you start jogging back on defense before the ball even goes through the net, that speaks for itself.
Tucker.
Screen left coming, screen left coming, screen left.
Shot from the lane won't go. Toronto has the basketball. Danny Green to Valanciunas. Stuffs it down with authority.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Harden in possession. Down 12. Harden. It's good. Can only imagine how frustrating that is to stop.
It's beyond an arduous task for the defender. I'm getting frustrated even talking about it. Let me tell you 2 reasons why. Number 1, he's been top 5 in the league since the 2012-13 season in free throws attempted per game. That's pretty impressive. Will make any defender hesitant. And number 2, whenever the league implements a rule about you called the Harden rule for his knack for drawing cheap fouls, that's going to make any defender have a difficult time guarding Mr. Harden.
Ball's controlled by the Raptors. Fred VanVleet to Monroe. The Raptors down to 3 on the shot clock. Green with a shot, no good.
And this is where you know you have the offense right where you want them. Every possession, all you see them doing is complaining to the ref, complaining to each other. You're making the game uncomfortable. That's the mark of a good defense.
2-point shot for James Harden. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one. The way he gets to the line, you have to respect every part of his game.
He is an occupational hazard for referees. He's the MVP of drawing fouls. He constantly baits the defender, which makes the defender's hands drop, which allows James Harden to drop buckets on you.
Paul across the timeline. Right now, down 7. Great look and vision. Capella to Paul.
This is what I wanted right here. This is it.
To Capella. Oh, emphatic slam. Jay, you know the deal. Keep the touches coming inside.
As long as that defense continues to give you high percentage shots, you better take that every time.
Now the Raptors going to use a timeout. They'll catch their breath in what's now a 5-point game. Looks like some substitutions are coming on in. Lowry, deep left corner. And the finish, slam dunk.
As a defender with inferior athletic ability, there's really not a lot you can do when you're outside the restricted area and you're caught lost in space.
Harden, they get it down to Paul. To Capella. Nene. Curling inside.
All day, all day.
Nene to Anthony. Oh, they call the foul, Jay.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
That's his first personal foul. Team foul.
Anthony.
That's the first foul in the last 2 minutes. Defensive foul.
And he's fouled. He's going to the line for 2.
There's a very fine line between maximum effort and carelessness. I'm willing to live with a few mistakes and maximal effort than having to constantly remind my players to close out.
And hits the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2 at the line.
You're working on your game.
The ball controlled by Kyle Lowry. Fred VanVleet. Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
And the reality is that good jump shooters know how to get those calls. Overall, though, there's less flopping in the game, which is great. But there's something uncanny about certain players' abilities to get those calls on a regular basis.
2 for 2 on that trip. Now a steal as the Raptors have it. That's it for the first half. The Raptors have the lead. All set to go here in the second half. The third quarter is underway.
Eat food. Eat food. Get your
Lowry has the basketball. To Valanciunas. 3 seconds is the call.
I got him.
Shot for James Harden. Jumper's good.
We're watching a clinic right now. We're watching basketball one-on-one. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
I got him.
Lowry into the front court. His guys lead here, early stages, third quarter. That one out of bounds off a rocket. Leonard. To Ibaka. Fires the three. It's rejected by Tucker.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Tucker to Capella. The shot missed by Capella. Lowry with it. Leads 5.
Here we go.
Lays it in off the alley-oop pass.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
It's Rockets ball. Paul. Cleared by Ibaka. Surveys the floor. Paul looking for his man. Throws it down off the alley-oop pass.
Ed, I have so much admiration for guys that continue to hunt their shot. They're playing the second half like it was the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Those natural-born leaders are guys that will consistently lead your team to the promised land.
And he knocks it down. Paul into the front court. His club's staring up at an 8-point deficit. It's Paul for 2. Pulls up for 2. When you look at playmakers in the last decade plus, what sets Chris Paul apart?
He always puts you in a position to succeed. He leads because he's vocal, and when he directs and he guides, there is nobody better at the position than CP3.
Leonard. Deep right corner. Around the perimeter. A pass taken away by the Rockets.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort is off the charts.
Anthony. The drive right to the basket. Inside, he scores. There's a sixth sense there that you just can't teach.
If you're a player on the same team with CP3, you should be taking that point guard out to dinner every single night. There's something to be said about a guard that makes the game way easier for you to be even more of an efficient offensive player.
Lowry to Ibaka from long range. Ibaka bothered just enough on that one. Count the basket.
No fading on that shot, strictly up and down.
Fundamentals 101. Toronto with the basketball. Leonard to Danny Green. Defense making the ball carrier work. Down to 5 on the 24. Valanciunas to Ibaka. Fires the 3. Well defended. A shot rejected by Capella.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Lets it fly from beyond the arc. And Kyle Lowry, muscle memory put to good use there.
And the three-point shot of the offense applies so much pressure on the defense, you can no longer build your teams inside out. The new way, you build your team outside in.
Now Paul with the basketball. The deficit now up to 5. Not getting the bounce. Stuffs it down with authority.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
Now a whistle, and Toronto's going to use a timeout as they'll discuss matters in what's now a 3-point game. Changes coming from both sides right now. Lowry, he connects with the step back.
Lowry's been an all-star 4 straight years, but I got a real question. Who is Kyle Lowry? Right now, it seems like a serviceable guard. In order for Kyle Lowry to be the guy that Kyle Lowry knows he can be, it's time to take that game to another level, my man.
Add 2 points to the board. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
It's Harden. Brings the ball up. 4-3. Offensive board. Capella to Carter Williams. Harden buries it on the catch and shoot.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Lowry into the front court. They can get a 2 for 1 if they hurry. Lowry goes to the left side. Curling inside to Monroe. Rises for the slam. Neither side is giving up an inch.
I guarantee you tomorrow on Complex's social feed, that play will have millions of views. And I'm really looking forward to this fourth quarter because the first 3 have lived up to the billing.
15-footer at the buzzer. That'll do it. Third quarter complete. The Raptors in front. It's been a compelling game so far. The fourth quarter is underway. Rockets in control of the basketball. Paul. Count it. No and 1. There was some contact there.
Big shout out to the athletic trainer for this team. It's obvious you've been doing all the preparation required of your team in the weight room in the offseason. Flex on them a little bit.
Leonard, wide open. Too easy. You can't give him that look.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ballgame.
Screen come.
Anthony. To Harden. Flushes it home.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Across the timeline, it's Lowry. Leads a bucket. That's blocked by Nene. That one out of bounds off a rocket. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Ibaka. To Danny Green. Gets it in the right corner. Lowry. And he buries it.
You live by the 3, you die by the 3. And guess what? They're living large right now.
That pass taken away by Toronto.
You got to go for the score here right now in this possession.
Ah, rocking the rim.
You know, Ed, the effort is what concerns me the most. Effort is replenishable. If you're tired, raise your hand, check yourself out. Get somebody who actually wants to get back in transition and play some defense. That will help your team win the game, not you just staying in the game to be better on offense.
Rejected by Green.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
Kyle Lowry with the rock. To Ibaka. The shot blocked by Anthony.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
And the rebound comes down to the Rockets. Paul with it up top. The margin standing now at 7. Harden had made his first couple, but he misses there.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Lowry to Danny Green. Ibaka. That's off the side of the rim, no good. Oh, great defense there, forcing the pickup. To Anthony. Paul to Anthony. Harden. That's off the side of the rim, short.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Leonard's shot won't go down. Harden with the basketball. They trail by 7. He's too good to leave that wide open. Defense has to communicate.
Every NBA player has a superpower. His, obviously, is that depth perception, because that trajectory leads the ball to the net every time.
We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Leonard to Lowry. Leonard to Lowry. Yes, when this guy's open, look out. Nearly automatic.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in the defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
Lowry to Van Vliet. For 3, gets it to go. Coach cannot be happy with that closeout.
Don't seem shocked. This is how the game is played these days. Shooting a 3 is like shooting a layup.
Paul to Anthony. Driving right to the basket. He cruises in for 2. Too easy. Jay, mixed opinions with Carmelo Anthony. How will you remember his career?
Well, as of right now, he's a catch-and-shoot type player. But for me personally, Carmelo Anthony will go down as one of the greatest isolation players of all time. Back in his Denver days, his earlier New York Knicks days, there was nobody better in an isolated set than CA.
To Ibaka. Leonard knocks it down from mid-range.
There's a natural tendency when you guard a right dominant hand player to send him left. But for a guy who's a good mid-range shooter, that's wrong. His pace dribble is his left hand. Force him to go right and know that the chances are higher of him trying to drive and attack the rim. That's knowing the scout on his foot.
Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. And Chris Paul, veteran move, well defended, still buries the 3.
Well, the defense has been good, but the shot-making ability has been better. And sometimes for NBA players at this level, the more you're in their face, the more it helps them center their focus on the target, which is making the shot. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's a real thing.
Leonard to Ibaka. Leonard. Not that time. Anthony. And knocks it down. And Jay, the system produces once again.
They're shooting the ball well, but let me tell you why. They're already ready to shoot before they even catch the ball. Look at their hands. Their hands are ready, providing a target. So when they catch that ball, they go right into their shot. We call that being shot ready.
Now the Rockets will use a timeout. They trail by 1. Who's it going to be as they get ready for the final shot? It's the Raptors with the victory. They continue their unbeaten run. Red hot to start the season. Forge